At first, I really believed it was a technical error, not because I'm naive, but because it was the only explanation that made sense. I live alone in a small house on the outskirts of a small town. Nothing special. Quiet street and nice neighbors. A few months ago, I installed a security system. Not out of fear, but out of caution. Front door, living room, hallway, a camera on the upper floor. The first 2 nights, nothing happened, but on the third night, my phone vibrated at 3:12 a.m. Motion detected upper hallway. I was awake. I was lying in bed. I hadn't moved. I opened the app. The image showed only the empty hallway. No movement, no sound. I stared at it for a few seconds, then put my phone away. Just a glitch, I thought. The next morning, I checked everything. The cameras was securely mounted. No error messages. So I just dismissed it as a mistake. Until the next night. Again, 3:12 a.m. This time I had just fallen asleep. The loud alarm ripped me out of my sleep. The same notification. Motion detected upper hallway. This time I heard a light scratching coming from the hallway that made me nervous. But when I looked at the stream, there was nothing. But something bothered me. The camera's angle had changed almost just a tiny bit. Almost invisible, but I know this hallway. The camera was showing more of the wall than usual. I told myself I was imagining things, and it was just my lack of sleep. On the third night, it happened again at the same damn time. 3:12 a.m. Same notification. Same location. Now I was getting really nervous and couldn't fall back asleep for an hour. The next day, I completely reset the system. I remounted the camera at a different angle so the entire hallway was visible. That night, my phone was quiet. So was the next night. I breathed a sigh of relief. 2 days of peace. I started to feel ashamed of how quickly I had worked myself up. But most of all, I was relieved it was over. Then exactly on the third night, my phone vibrated again. 3:12 a.m. Motion detected. Upper hallway. My stomach tightened. I immediately opened the app. It felt like an eternity until the stream loaded. The hallway was empty. But the camera was no longer in the position I mounted it. It was now pointing at my bedroom door. I hesitated for a moment, but then I got up. I felt my heart pounding in my chest. I turned on the light and opened my door. The hallway was empty. I checked the camera. It had been turned to the side. That's impossible without someone deliberately moving it, I thought to myself. I didn't sleep for the rest of the night. The next day, I called the support of the security company. They told me it could be a software error, maybe an automatic calibration process that changed the camera's orientation. The system learns, they said. I forced a laugh, thanked them, and hung up. That night, I set my alarm for 3:10 a.m. I wanted to be awake before it happened. At 3:10, my alarm ripped me out of sleep. I immediately grabbed my phone and turned on the light, and I had also placed a baseball bat next to my bed. Now I waited, with the app open. 3:11 a.m. 3:12 a.m. I felt a chill run down my spine as my phone vibrated. Motion detected. Upper hallway. At the same time, I heard a sound, a faint scraping, almost a scratching. I stared at the screen. This time, the hallway wasn't empty. Something was standing about 2 meters next to my door. It wasn't a person, but I wasn't sure what it was. The shape and posture of it was wrong? Too tall and too thin to be a human. Its limbs were long and bony. I was paralyzed with fear. Then it moved slowly towards the camera. It stared into the camera, but it felt more like it was staring at me, like its eyes were staring into my soul. And the scariest part, I couldn't make out any facial features. There were just 2 black holes where the eyes should have been. The motion detection triggered again, but this time the notification didn't say motion detected. Instead, it said activity detected. I gathered all my courage, grabbed my baseball bat, ripped open the door, and ran into the hallway. It was empty. I thought I was really going crazy, and the next morning I took down the entire system. Also, I took the day off to relax and gather myself. That night I slept deeply, without my phone, without the security app. But it didn't help. Exactly at 3:12 a.m., I woke up anyway. Not because of an alarm, but because of a sound outside of my room. It was the same scratching I had heard the night before. I had left my baseball bat downstairs. I thought it was all just my imagination. Then the doorknob slowly turned.